Hi guys, Darth Deuces here, back with another video. Today doing another top 10 of 2023 figures list video. This is one I actually wasn't sure if I was gonna do, but I was able to scrounge up enough figures for it. I'm going to be counting down my top 10 favorite pickups of 2023. And yeah, the rules basically just any figures that I picked up this year or this year, I guess not now, 2023. Figures I picked up in 2023 that didn't come out in 2023 is basically the only kind of rule, honestly. And I didn't really pick up a ton of stuff that didn't come out last year. That was older than last year, really. But I did go back and pick up a few things. This list is actually extremely robot heavy. It could almost be a top 10 robots of 2023. Um, I think one of the things that I usually get a lot of that don't release in the current year are model kits because Bandai reissues a lot of their older kits, and it's the older kits that I'm still looking to build and that sort of thing. But anyways, yeah, let's get started. First off, at number 10, and these rankings are kind of loose. They're not like as dead set as maybe some of my other lists. I just kind of put them in the list. But at number 10, we actually have a DC Multiverse figure from McFarlane Toys. This is their Rebirth Deathstroke that I'm pretty sure came out in 2022. I don't think it's 2023 release. And this figure kind of surprised me a lot. I'm a big fan of the character, and this specific look for Deathstroke, I actually read this comic run. I don't read a ton of DC comics, I'll be honest. Most of my exposure is from like the TV shows, video games, and movies. But this is one comic run I actually read. And this suit design is pretty cool. This is the Icon suit, I think. And it's a very like subdued Deathstroke. He's very just more ninja looking, like doesn't have a ton of bulky armor on him, because the suit has this like technology in it that makes it super protective and whatnot. Absorbs kinetic energy or something like that. But I really love the design. The sculpt work I think is really well done. I really like the head sculpt on it. The paint or what paint that is on there, anyways, for the most part, is pretty clean. Decent enough accessories. He's got this little knife you can store in his on his leg there, and then he's got the nice signature sword that you can clip onto his back. He doesn't come with a gun, but he does have trigger hands, so I did get one of the McFarlane Toys weapon packs, and these guns work really well with him, and he looks really cool with them. And the biggest attraction for me with this guy is the posability is really nice on this figure. If you ever want a example of the articulation that McFarlane Toys can achieve, Deathstroke here is a really good one, especially because it's a design that's not overly busy with a ton of armor on him. He poses really nicely. I have a fair amount of Deathstroke figures now. He's definitely not my number one favorite Deathstroke figure overall, but in terms of posability and just messing with him, he definitely is my favorite for doing that. He just poses really nicely. It looks really natural in the poses. Yeah, he's a great one. So I really like this Deathstroke. McFarlane Toys does a really good job on him. At number 9 is kind of an interesting one. This is the NECA Toys God of War 2018 Kratos from the 2-pack that came with Atreus, but it is, I'm pretty sure, a knockoff. Got it on eBay at the very beginning of 2023 because at the very end of 2022 I played God of War 2018 for the first time. Absolutely loved the game and I love the character, and I really wanted a figure of him. And I actually do have the original release single issue Kratos that didn't come with Atreus, which is a good figure, and I like that I have an official version, but that figure is lacking a lot of accessories, and this one came with like almost everything you needed to come with. But the set's really expensive, so I decided to try my luck buying one from China, which I was pretty sure was going to be a knockoff, and see what the quality was going to be like. And the quality is actually pretty good. The paint is still like pretty well done. The articulation, they didn't make any weird cuts or downgrades to the articulation. There is a bit of looseness here and there, but it's not bad. He still comes with all the accessories that he needs to come with. And he looks really great. I really like this figure a lot. There are some issues that, for being a knockoff, like the main issue I really don't like is the hands are a huge bitch to get off. They're so tight on there, and it's so hard to get them off, where it's like I put on the hands I want them to have, and I'll probably never swap them again, which does kind of suck because that kind of kills some of the playability and posability and for messing around with them. His alternate head, that's just the stoic face, has uneven paint wash on it, which makes it look like he's got like a huge birthmark on his face. which is kind of weird. But luckily, the head I wanted to display him with is the sailing head, and this one is painted really well, so not a big deal. And there's just some random spots here and there, just like some weird things, like these little straps or whatever. Some of these came off. They're easy enough to glue back on, but they just kind of came off. And then the clip back here that's supposed to be able to store the Leviathan axe on his back, this like part snapped off because it's made of a hard plastic for some reason, so I won't really be able to use that. But otherwise, it scratches the itch I had to have a Kratos figure in my collection. I would love to see NECA or some other company give us a new Kratos, maybe base it off the newer game, Ragnarok, give him some different new accessories from that game. I would love to see that. But for whatever reason, just no new figures outside of like third party really ever came out for Kratos in the past couple of years. But yeah, he's number 9. At number 8, we have a Gundam model. This is the HGAC Gundam Wing Shenlong. This was the last of the Gundam Wing suits to need to be released as a new high grade. And I have all the others, so when I got this, I was really happy for this guy to release and get him and build him. Pretty sure he's a 2022 release. I built him at the very beginning of 2023. And yeah, very happy to have him. I love having the whole team in high grade. They all look really good. I have the actual Gundam Wing as the newer real grade, and that kit's really, really good. So I didn't get that one in high grade, but all the others I got is high grade. They're all really nice, got good accessory and all that. And the Shenlong's a really cool one. I like the colors. I like the design. These crazy like extending arm with all the extra joints is super cool. And then he's got the beam. I'm gonna call it beam spear. I know that's not what it's called, but I don't remember what the actual name is. So that's cool. Got the shield. The opposability is really nice. The detail's pretty good. There is some like engineering things that this is not a huge fan of. Like he's got these polycap shoulder sockets with just the ball joints going in the shoulder. Don't love that, but overall, just a super solid kit that finally rounded out a team of suits that I wanted to complete. At number 7, we've got another model kit. It is the HGUC Rosen Zulu from the episode 7 version specifically. This is a kit I've wanted for a while. Ever since I got the Gear Zulu Gars type high grade kit, I wanted to build at least all of the mainline Zulu style mobile suits. The Gear Zulu is definitely my favorite, like Zeonic grunt suit. So I want to get all the different Zulus, at least the main lines. I'm not going to worry too much about the P Bandais. They're probably going to be too difficult to track down and too expensive for a high grade. And that's fine. But the Rosen Zulu was one I wasn't sure if I'd find anytime soon. I don't think they've reissued it recently. So it was one that I wasn't sure if I was out. Well, I figured I'd get it eventually, but it wouldn't be anytime soon. But I went on a Facebook Marketplace of all places, and someone was selling some model kits, and they had episode 7 Rosen Zulu, and I also got the Barland Custom from Unicorn as well, which is also a really nice kit. And yeah, I was super happy, and this one was like the last one I needed to get all of the mainline Zulus, I believe, except for I'm not counting the standard Rosen Zulu. But I want to get the episode 7 one because it has more accurate colors to the show. I think it's a little cooler. He's got the shield hand gun thing, which is cool. Got the big claw, very wacky looking suit, honestly. The colors, I like the purple and the pink, but it is wacky colors for a war machine. And then he's got stiletto heel feet, which just make no sense, but that's the fun goofiness of Gundam in my opinion. And he's got the cool he's got the fin funnels that look like the roses and stuff like that. Like it's an interesting suit design, but I think it's still pretty cool. It's also a pretty sizable high grade. It's pretty tall. It towers over a lot of standard size suits. But yeah, super happy to have this one in the collection. And at number 6, I think we're at now. This is the Flame Toys Furai model kit Drift, IDW Drift, I guess you want to get specific. And I should have dusted him off a bit before I put him on camera, but that's okay. These Flame Toys model kits for Transformers I think are really cool. I think it's a cool way to get some of these IDW and different designs that are maybe kind of difficult to translate into transforming figures out as figures. And Drift is one I've been eyeing for a while. Flame Toys, for whatever reason, Flame Toys is Transformers kits around my area are just not easy to come by for whatever reason. And I will say they're also kind of expensive for what they are. But I found this guy at a local comic shop, and they had him for an okay price considering he's pretty old. I think these might be like 2015, 2016 or something like that when he was released. I can't remember exactly, but it's been a while since this guy's released. And I've wanted a Drift in my collection for a long time. I really like the character, and I really like the character design from the IDW comics. And this guy does a really good job of filling that void until I either get the old Generations figure or Hasbro Takara finally make a new Drift figure, which is kind of, I'm hoping for the latter if I'm being honest. But this guy looks really nice. I love the design. I love the proportions and everything. The details look great. I love the giant shoulder pads, which I think is super cool. The detail is really nice. The articulation is quite nice as well. And he has good accessories. He's got some different hand options. It comes with a big sword that you can sheath in the scabbard there on the back. And then he has the two smaller swords that you can store on his hips there, which is very nice. Really like the head. That looks super good. The only thing I have an issue with, well, some of these like pointy pieces are like really sharp, which is kind of annoying when you're trying to mess with them. And then he does have a fair amount of foil stickers. Some of them are all right. Like these gold ones on the knees here and like the Autobot symbols aren't too bad. Then like a lot of these like red trim ones kind of suck. And there's a few other stickers around that I'm not a huge fan of. Of course, you could paint them, but I'm not much of a painter, so. But that's a small complaint, honestly. They still look fine enough. It wasn't that big of a deal. And yeah, I just really like this a lot. He's really great. Again, I hope Hasbro will make a new Drift figure at some point in the near future, but for now, this guy is a nice placeholder. And at number 5 now, we have kind of an interesting figure. Got this at the very beginning of 2023. This is the Figma Zenyatta figure from Overwatch, the video game. I started playing Overwatch when Overwatch 2 came out in September or October of 2022, I think. And unfortunately, or fell in love with the game or got addicted to the game or whatever. And Zenyatta is one of my favorite supports to play in the game. And Figma did a line of these figures whenever they did a number of years ago. And I didn't even know a Zenyatta figure existed until I kind of researched a little more. And my local comic shop had them, and I picked them up. He was fairly expensive, I'm not going to lie. But it's a really cool figure. He's got a lot of nice sculpted and painted detail. The articulation's pretty nice. I like that he actually has interchangeable leg pieces, so you can have a natural looking like bent legs like he has here, because he's always floating with his legs bent. So I like that you can do that. And then they also give you interchangeable leg pieces so you can have him standing and more posable, which is cool. Comes with a lot of nice accessories, a display base, so you can actually have him doing his floating like he should. Tons of hand options, a lot of really cool ones. Like I got the peace sign on right now. He's got flat palms, open hands, fists. He's got a piece that is his two hands interlocked. That you slot the two arms into and make it look like his hands are together. And like meditation, which I think is super cool. Some other meditation hands, which are great. He's got his little orbs that he uses as his weapons, and you get an effect part to make it look like he's shooting them. An effect part to make it look like he's using his ult, which doesn't look that good, if I'm being honest. Is the one kind of weak point of the figure, but it's still nice that they included anything at all for that. Yeah, it's really solid. I wish there was a company that was making good Overwatch figures again. I went back and I also picked up last year in 2023 some of Hasbro's old Overwatch Ultimates figures, because they're still like pretty affordable to get, and they were honestly fairly solid figures for the price point. The Figma figures, like going off this guy, the Figma figures I think for the most part were pretty good as well. But the only Overwatch figures we got this year were those 3 3/4 inch Funko branded figures, which don't scale with any other Overwatch figures ever made, because they've always been released as 6-inch scale figures, and they were just so bad. I only got the Reaper, and he looks cool, and he has okay accessories, but the plastic quality and articulation is just god awful on those figures. I really want a Reaper in like the 6-inch scale figure with his current Overwatch 2 look, or even the Overwatch 1 look would be fine. And yeah, I don't know if that'll ever happen. But this one's really cool. At number 4, we got another model kit. This one may be slightly cheating. I got it in 2023 at Christmas time, but I didn't actually build it until 2024. But I had it. I owned it during 2023, so I'm going to count it. And it is the Master Grade Hyakushiki 2.0 from Zeta Gundam. I'm trying to accumulate all of Char Aznavour's main mobile suits he piloted in Master Grade. Hyakushiki is one I definitely want to get. It's probably one of my favorites that he pilots, and just probably one of my favorite suits from Zeta Gundam. It's super cool, and the kit is really nice. The gold parts are all this gold-plated plastic. You don't have to. This is just straight built with just the decals applied, pretty much, and even just straight built, this kit looks absolutely amazing with this nice shiny gold. I absolutely love how this kit looks. Absolutely incredible. It's by far one of the best and most eye-catching master grades I've built so far out of my small master grade collection. The articulation's really nice. The build was fun without being too complex or anything like that. Accessories are okay. It comes with the standard stuff you'd expect it to come with. And unfortunately, the suit, it's one downside. It doesn't have overly unique or interesting looking weapons, but that's okay. The stuff it does come with is good. I do wish it came with a giant hyper mega bazooka or whatever that giant beam cannon's called. That would have been cool for it to include, but I'm okay with it not including it. The articulation poses real nicely. Probably one of the better posable master grades that I have, honestly. And yeah, it's just a really, really great kit. I'm really happy with it. Next up, a transformer that does transform. I went back this in 2023, and I went back and picked up some Transformers figures that I've wanted for a long time. And this here is Generations Dark Mount slash Straxis. They're the same character, just has two different names for whatever reason. A character I've wanted for a long time. And I remember seeing this figure in stores or like seeing the Skullgrin repaint slash remold and always thinking it was a cool figure. But I never got it back then. But I finally got him now. It was kind of a pricey deluxe, although compared to what prices are nowadays, it could have been worse. But yeah, it's a really cool figure and has actually aged very well. I really love the design. The colors, the blue and the reds and the golds looks great. Um, I love that the gun turret barrel from the vehicle mode becomes this like big scythe axe thing, which is super cool. I like how the weapons in the tank mode, you mount them on the shoulders, the machine gun and the missile pod there. I absolutely love the head sculpt. That head is probably one of the coolest head designs on a Transformer. I'm not gonna lie, I absolutely love that. And the articulation is really good as well. Aside from it being a little loose because he's kind of old in the hips, but he's got like ball joint hips. You've got bends at your knees, shoulder joints move, elbows. He even has a little bit of an ankle pivot, which is pretty cool for how old this figure is. And they even gave him a special hinge joint just below the elbow hinge, so you can move the arm inwards to actually get him in this two-handed pose with his axe, which I think is super cool. And he even has hinged fingers. You can open up the hands. Uh, that stuff you'd only see on a Voyager if you're lucky these days. So he is super cool, and the APC mode is very nice as well. He's very nice. I'm very happy to have Straxis in the collection. And at number two, another Transformers Deluxe figure that came out, and they're at pretty much the same time as Straxis. They might have even been in the same wave, I'm not sure. We have Generations Thunderwing from like 2010. I really like Thunderwing as a character and as a character design, and I really wanted this figure again for a while now. And I got him for a really good deal. I bought him on eBay, and the seller, for whatever reason, gave me like I think 50% off. So I paid like I think maybe like 20 bucks or 20 or 30 bucks after shipping and tax, which is really good. That's technically in Canadian dollars, that's a little cheaper than a deluxe release at retail now. And again, another generation figure from that era that I think has aged quite well. And it's just super cool. I love the head sculpt, and he's got the light piping, the paint and details look awesome. He's got his two guns, and they have missile firing effects, which is cool. Posability is great. Again, he technically is not much, but he technically has ankle pivots, and all the rest of the articulation. He's not quite as well articulated as Straxis, but he's still pretty well articulated. The jet mode is really cool. The transformation is fun and not too complex. You can detach this a little bit on the nose of the jet, and it's a little drone, which is a nice little feature. Yeah, just super cool figure. I'm very happy to have Thunderwing in the collection as well. I would like to see Hasbro revisit this character. I think Thunderwing would be super cool as a commander class. Make the core robot Voyager, because if there's one issue I have with this figure, I do think he's too small. Have Thunderwing be a Voyager, and then like size, and then have him come with his armor to make his Ultra mode or whatever from IDW. Make that a commander class and do it right, and I think that'd be such a cool release. I would definitely buy that, and I've seen that other people would buy it too. But yeah, for now, we have this Thunderwing, and he's still a pretty solid figure. And at number one, this is definitely my favorite pickup that was not released in 2023, but honestly, just one of my favorite pickups of the year in general anyways. This is the Transformers Cybertron 2005 Leader Class Optimus Prime. I've had the Siege Galaxy Upgrade Optimus for whenever since that came out, so for a number of years now, and it's a good figure, but doesn't have just the size and the presence that the original figure has. And this is a toy I've wanted for years and years and years, ever since Cybertron was out. I've got a few Cybertron figures back when I was a kid, but I never got Optimus. And yeah, I finally got him. I did pay for him. I didn't get like a crazy good deal. I did spend on this one, but I'm super happy to have it. It is definitely one of the funnest and coolest the Optimus Prime figures I have. Just the super mode is absolutely incredible. The play features, the lights and sounds, firing missiles. You can open up the chest. He's got a removable matrix in there. Articulation is not crazy. It shows its age a bit there, but it's not terrible either. It's not as bad as original Armada Optimus was. The truck mode is cool. This is I believe the Galaxy Convoy version. It's not the red and blue one. This is like a red and black, and instead of having Autobot logos, he's got the different like Cyberplanet key symbols on there, which I think is cool. Yeah, just an absolutely awesome figure. I'm super happy to finally have this guy in my collection. And if you were a Transformers collector, and especially Optimus, you like different Optimus Prime figures, this is one I think you gotta have. Even if you're not really super attached to Cybertron, I think you gotta have this one. I wouldn't pay crazy prices for it per se, but yeah, it's super cool. Super happy to have it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This video was longer than I was expecting to make it, if I'm being honest, but that's all the pickups, my 10 favorite pickups from the year that were not released in 2023. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Let me know what your guys' favorite pickups were from the year. Some cool stuff maybe you picked up that weren't new from this year. It'd be interesting to know. But that's pretty much it. So again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.